Congressman, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Casey.
I'd like to start by asking you to respond to Congresswoman Omar's remarks on this subject. She hasn't apologized for the way she characterized September 11th. Several of her colleagues have jumped to her defense. Do you think that she was inappropriately dismissive of what happened on September 11th, 2001?
Well, those statements were not only hurtful to me, but extremely hurtful to everyone that was personally impacted by those terrorist attacks. No one should refer to what happened on 9/11 with terrorist attacks that killed thousands of Americans as something by some people. And that's what was wrong with those statements. I think that what you showed in that earlier clip with how the Washington Post talked about this important story is what's so concerning to many of us. But let me also just say something else, though. The wrong way to react to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar are with the death threats that we're also seeing extended to her. This is just wrong, and that's not right either. But again, in response to those comments, clearly very hurtful to me, hurtful to people across the country, and I think the Washington Post captured exactly what people are feeling right now.
Yeah. Just to be clear, sir, it was the New York Post, of course, the one of the tabloids that
sorry.
is it. No, you're fine. I know you can't see what we've got up on our screen for the viewers. It's not a problem at all. So Ilhan Omar tweeted about this just last night, and she focused on a couple of her critics, some comments that were made on Fox News, and also a tweet from Dan Crenshaw, a Republican congressman who called her remarks unbelievable. And she said, "This is dangerous incitement given the death threats," which you mentioned. "I hope leaders of both parties will join me in condemning it." Do you feel as though she should apologize for these remarks?
Well, again, I think that any time that there is a call or something that was said pointing to a terrorist attack that killed thousands of people across the country, that's wrong. And I think that it is important to recognize that and apologize. But again, I also agree with what Ilhan stated, which I said earlier, which is condemning the notion of death threats. No one should be extending death threats to anyone, anywhere in this, in our country, and especially to one of our colleagues here. That's not the right way to be able to have a conversation about this and to straighten the record.
And finally, on this topic, sir, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she